We are looking for every legal remedy, and and we'll go to the Supreme Court if we have to.
Well, I want to say this. We all hang together or we hang separate. You know who said that? Benjamin Franklin.
One of our founding fathers. I don't think our founding fathers had this in mind for their democracy.
Well, our republic is in deep trouble, sir. We're going to break here in a moment. We'll come back and do 5 more minutes. You've been very gracious with your time. But specifically, what more can you tell us about the getting people in rooms alone with armed green police?
Well, not much more needs to be said. I mean, it was a pretty frightening situation. People didn't know. These were ordinary workers on the factory floor. They were pretty freaked out. And, in addition to that, several of these people in subsequent interrogations by the Justice Department were threatened with 5 years in prison. 5 years in prison. These are ordinary production people going about their business. They have nothing to gain. And they're threatened with prison terms.
Henry Juskowitz, stay with us. I want to give you the inside baseball of what's happening. You're a smart guy, but I want to warn you of what they're trying to do when we come back from this quick break. Folks, they're trying to take down one of the last American companies that's trying to keep this country working and moving. This is treason. Henry Juskowitz, the CEO of Gibson Guitar, with 2 factories right there in Tennessee and offices all over the United States and larger cities, like right here in Austin, Texas. I've got friends that have been over to their little showroom and bought a guitar. That's almost as bad as people getting arrested for selling lemonade all over the country for 10 cents a glass, or gardens being banned in people's yards up in Michigan. Sir, I want to warn you, and I'm sure your lawyers have already warned you, the feds are 98% of the time they convict whoever they go ahead and charge. That's because they have kept basically Soviet-style juries that will send a ham sandwich to the gas chamber in order to do so. But public pressure has been known to back them off from the charges. And as you said, in the first few days, they wouldn't tell you why. Now they're saying the Lacey Act, international law, it's that your laborers were working the wood, and they can change these international laws anytime they want, and then say, well, the laws have changed now you're under it. But the fact that they're going after factory floor craftsmen and women shows that they're just trying to terrorize them to lie about you, and they'll say, we're going to let you off now, just say this, and they'll convince them, then they'll go in and testify. And so you are in grave danger, and everybody's got to get the word out about this. What's your take on that?
Well, that may very well be the fact. I mean, they are being threatened, and coercive techniques were used, and fortunately, we have good people here at Gibson, and everyone here is, really feels terrible about this. We all love the company. We've done nothing wrong, and the intimidation isn't working.
By the way, these floor workers, they have nothing to do with the importation and working of it. Everybody knows they're totally innocent. That's right. I mean, I'm the head guy of the company. If they want to come after someone, they should come after management. And, it just really sent chills down my spine for them to go after, normal people that, don't deal with lawyers, and they don't have a squad of legal people. And in fact, the company didn't have to support those people. They could have been on their own. And we did support them. We hired independent lawyers for them to protect their own personal interest. But that didn't have to happen. It's just not right. And by the way, this fishing expedition is now going into its 3rd year. This started in 2009.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I see it all the time where they throw the book at somebody who gets a drop of motor oil in their backyard, but then we're shipping all our jobs to China where they just dump the toxic waste right in the ocean. How is America supposed to operate with these all these new offices that have been erected and the swarms of agents that have been sent out to eat out our substance?
It's very difficult to do business with these issues facing you.
Now, have you seen an upswing in orders, though, with the people sympathetically trying to support American jobs?
A lot of people have been calling in. Yes, we have seen an upswing in orders. Of course, it's only been a couple of days since the raid, but people are just pouring letters and support in from all over the country and all over the world. And yes, we have seen an uptick in people buying product.
So they certainly realize that it's important to have jobs here in America. And in closing, sir, they're claiming that it's because you were working the wood, that it's able to have jobs here.
Essentially, that's right.
You know what? We're going to break for 1 minute. I just want you to finish that point. Stay with us. American companies are being harassed and shut down everywhere. The harassment of even small manufacturing companies in Central Texas is off the charts. Feds, state, local, new taxes. It is vicious. And they just moved to Mexico and China, where they can pretty much execute their employees if they want to. That's the type of globalism we're talking about. And later we're going to get more into... Feds are now saying people that print up their own silver or gold coins, commemorative gold coin companies, totally legal, even AP admits it, they're going to go to jail. And they're saying they may start going to your houses. And even the Associated Press says, but this isn't illegal. The government is out of control. And they're expanding into raw milk and guitars and wood and everything else. We're talking to the CEO of Gibson Guitar, Henry Juskowitz. And I got to say, sir, I admire you for staying in America, even though you could undoubtedly make giant profits overseas. I want to commend you on keeping the quality. I've talked to a lot of musicians. They say it's the best. And I want to commend you for saying, hey, you want to come after somebody, government, come after me, not somebody that sweeps the floors, not somebody that carves the wood or puts the guitar strings on. This is so cowardly and dastardly that they're going after and threatening and intimidating with their guns your people to try to get them to make something up about you. It just shows how wicked these folks are, so I want to commend you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on the show and giving us some time.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I intend to buy a Gibson guitar because if who knows, they might win, they might shut you down. It's a collector's item, but I'm friends with Jimmy Vaughn. I know he's involved with other guitars, but yeah. I know a lot of musicians, and I think all of them need to stand up together, or as I said, hang separate, because I've read in the news, Wall Street Journal admits, people with the guitars that are obvious, even Trigger. Willie Nelson won't go out of the country with Trigger, even though it's 60 years old, because they'll take his wooden guitar when he leaves the country.
Yep, it's a travesty.
Well, in closing, sir, specifically with the Lacey Act, because they wouldn't tell you at first what it was about. They're now saying, look, we're not denying you have certified wood that isn't endangered from a group that's certified under law. We're saying you worked the wood, and that's illegal. Right.
And that is just so ironic. It's not what this country is about.
Well, specifically, you've got a press release out on it, but what are they? How are they saying it's illegal to buy wood from overseas and then lay a hand to it?
Well, basically, what they're trying to do is to enforce the law of a different country. In this case, India, and India has a particular law where if raw wood is not completely worked on in India, it can't be exported. In other words, India is saying, don't take our raw materials. We have to do the work on the raw materials in this particular case. And so if we bought the exact same wood and Indian laborers completed it, then we would be able to do what we do. But if American laborers complete it, then it's illegal.
Unbelievable. This is the deindustrialization, and India is part of these free trade deals. I mean, we just take their products. India's taken most of our jobs. on record, and this is the thanks we get. This is sir, are you aware of Agenda 21 and how the Lacey Act's part of this world government system?
No, I'm not.
But you're under world government now, aren't you? You've got India dictating to you.
Well, you know, the Indian government hasn't even made an issue of this. It's our own U.S. government that's making the issue. You know, we have lots of paperwork from the Indian government that said that the export was legal from their point of view.
So it's all our government. Well, that's the CEO, Henry Juskowitz of Gibson, Gibson.com. Sir, we'll talk to you again tomorrow night on the TV show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Alex.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. A tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness, bondage, and enslavement. Yes, my friends, evil is rising. But take heart. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Recently, New World Order operative Hillary Clinton admitted they're losing the info war.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
The globalists are scared. They've overreached. The future of the info war is in your hands. Join PrisonPlanet.tv. Download the thousands of special video reports, ebooks, and more, and get them out to everyone you know. Continue to spread the word about the broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other globalist propaganda platform. We are going to use their system against them. The info war now goes into high gear.